Раз. Привіт, народ! Вітаю всіх на стрімі. Сьогодні ми продовжуємо проходження Witcher Wild Hunt, DLC-шки сам Кров і Вино. Та нагадую, що цю серію гри ми проходили давніше, ще півроку тому. Минулого тижня був перший стрім як продовження проходження, щоб завершити. Ми завершили там останню місію серця з каменю. Кам'яні серця, перепрошую. І почали зразу іншу DLC-шку, яка є більшою. Тому вирішив просто допройти цю гру. Поки яка наступна гра після цієї буде стрімитись, я не знаю, але ми побачимо. Тобто ще про це напишу пост в самому Ютубі. А поки ставте вподобайки, підписуйтесь на канал, поширюйте це відос своїм друзям. І насолоджуйтесь. Тому погнали. Так. Яка природа, до речі, в цій DLC-шці Ксав'єр розказував, що там природа дуже гарна. Ну так насправді і є. Дивіться, яка природа. То розглянемо, куди ж ми йшли. Ага. Ага. Тут гівно це всяке з'являється. Бестіарій треба відкрити глянути, що там у нас є. Ось оця квіточка, значить нам потрібно Cursed Oil і проти нього Ігні канає. Добре. Cursed Oil, значить, погнали. Cursed Oil. Cursed Oil нам треба. А де воно є? А от. Cursed Oil. Чик. Зразу викимо. Опа, що воно залагало UI, чи що? От, роздуплилося нарешті. Так, take all. Чудово. Квіточка така собі.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Побачення. Так, водичку попити у нас ігрик. Відновить там трошки життя. Того тільки по... Добре. І що в нас тут є? Ага. Чудово. Можемо сюди. О. Пантера, серйозно? І тут пантери навіть є. Прикольно. Нам треба ось сюди. Стоп, це взагалі мейн квест? Точно мейн квест? Чудово, ну йдемо.
Regis! Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Це має бути, він отут і є, ось він є. Та пішли пофігу.
Kicking wars. Got victuals aplenty around here. You're ahead of myself.
Так.
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave.
Капіталіті, привіт. Давно тебе не чув, не бачив, як твої справи, друже.
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave. More eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash. Damn it.
До побачення. Та йома, я все там, типу, звик до інших ігор вже трохи і... Ну, а де лут? Нема луту тут? Тю, я думав тут лут десь у цих яйцях буде, а тут немає нічого. О, тут треба, що у нас ярд, походу. Та стань, по. Серйозно? Тут нічого немає?
An illusion.
О, меча знайшли. Ясно, ми як завжди знайшли, і тепер немає що робити з тим. Casus Forderis. Так. Вечір добрий. Так, трохи насичено друга робота підкидає проєктів. Привіт, Ксав'єр. God of War Ragnarok. Я хіба буду дивитися, як Ксав'єр це проходить. Мені не зайшов God of War, типу, сюжеткою, та. Але гріндом, типу, якщо ти хочеш щось там собі нафармити, ну ти, типу, будеш пітніти. Ай, бляха, що ж повикидати? В мене перегруз скільки? 92. Чекай, ага, дроп. Джанк. Дроп. Дроп. Серйозно, стільки. Дроп нахрен звідси. Джанк. Джанк. Всі три дропнути нафіг. Балалайку нахрен на мені впало. Werewolf Meat. Так. Це для сирен, це для того. Це для того, я... Стріли. Все. Так. Чудово, чудово. І різнокольорово. Стріли викинули, рівно впало. І перегруз. Та йоп твою наліво, давайте я вип'ю краще цей, бо це буде довго. Щоб тільки згадати, який саме. От. Apply. Чик. Не поняв, а чого ти не аплайнилась? Що ти дурнець, що? Consume. Нарешті. Це ми до цього вампіра прийшли, нашого дружбана.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Капіталі, чи, до речі, ти Спайдермена нового грав?
Vampires can evade detection by the senses.
Розкажи, будь ласка, як він
Low
тобі?
divination
Бо я
magic
чув, що
works.
там хреновий
Even the
порт,
most
типу,
precise
зробили.
microscope would be
І
useless.
багато проблем в ньому.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
Це рука якогось, типу, древнього вампіра стопудово. А сильно багато лагів, типу, якихось проблем в грі чи ні? Ти не розкажи.
Deadloff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kermorin, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it.
Ти за 40 годин пройшов його? Зачистив під нуль?
He and I corresponded, you see, after we
Непогано.
became friends. Thus, I know he completed
Я просто
his
думаю його
research
стрімити і
and
думаю,
performed
що
the
то
first
робити, чи його
tests.
купувати, чи
It's
зачекати все ж.
complicated. So,
Я ще
without
маю
delving into
Ghost of
detail,
Tsushima
it
і
is
Red
possible to
Redemption.
use any
Коротше,
piece of
багато
tissue
чого
to
хотів би.
reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
А
We must
DLC-шки
brew a
будуть до неї чи
decoction
ні?
which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner.
Ти ще розкажи, як там прогрес з тим, що ми останній раз і говорили, що ти мені
Any chance we
розказував.
might see what Deadloff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Ну, файно. Бажаю тобі успіху з тим.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Зараз рука факт покаже, дивіться. Ні? А я думав, що вже. Воронами керує непогано.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Wanna get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the wild hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say. But I shall do my best to make it
Душевна
count.
розмова з вампіром.
If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Цікаве питання. Чи захотів би ти залишитись вічером, будучи вампіром, чи ні? Напевно.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always.
Бо питання саме собою цікаво. Ви
I
було
like being on the
перероджені,
path.
чи хотіли би
I
поміняти
like
своє
picking up
життя?
a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Та, курва, то є Бетмен.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Far as I know, none. Now what you got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the Whites survived entirely unmolested.
What's this about the curse?
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory.
Гарний
Something,
анекдот.
anything
Там
could be
каже
important.
прокляття, типу, але то анекдот.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the White's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes.
Гарний
They
костюм
inhabit
Гарольда.
remote wildernesses, old
Подобається.
abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons.
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Пішли.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Пішов тут, типу, лутати тут. Так, а ми... Дивимось, що у нас тут є. Engineer and pug lover solved the most obtuse technical problems in all the duchy with the grace of ballerina. Такі поля цікаві. Ці хатки закриті. Ух ти ж.
When I was a young maid, we adhered to certain
О, ковбаса.
laws as one.
Грибочки. Локт. Ми
They're so
лутатися
heroic.
тут не
We had to
будемо.
summon a witcher to do their work.
Мені того нафіг не треба. У мене і так перегруз. Нагадую, я тут проходити стараюсь тільки сюжетку. Бо якби я проходив спочатку гру, та я би хотів зачищати, але тут стільки зачищати, не знаю, певно більше як в кіберпанку. Тому на даному етапі ми тільки будемо проходити сюжетну частину. До речі, ніколи не думав, але стріми реально втомлюють. Коняка тобі. Ходи сюди, коняка. Так, секундочку. Чудово.
Feast till the wine barrels run dry. There is no tomorrow.
I think I shall say tittle it all and go hut sheep.
Так, перепрошую, у мене телефон розряджається, мушу поставити на зарядку. Хвилинку. Зараз телефон здохне і все. А він мені потрібен. Так. Добре. Йдемо, сідаємо на коняку. І нова... Стоп, я що, мечі помінявся? Ні. Venomous Viper. Це у нас Фелін і Фелін, добре.
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
The dressings, bandages.
Типа латає його. Там щось є, блін, зараз. Ну давайте поговоримо, цікаво. Що він скаже.
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some time on your body to be sure. Smell
see.
of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is, why did he done it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Wait, I will come with you.
Якась херня підстава.
Gotta be kidding. This isn't a garden romp. Whatever killed him's damn dangerous and...
And it might still prowl the area, so if it's all the same, I'd prefer to accompany you.
So be it. But stay close. Keep it
Мене
down.
зацікавив
And
цей
don't
квест.
touch a thing. It leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled, though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my...
Damn it. What the
Good
hell's
God.
this? Setting for a banquet?
Ясно. Не хочу я цього.
Silver tableware. Elven engravings.
Тупо всі мертві.
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow.
Нічого собі
Shield
якісь.
along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices.
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire.
Ага,
Explode.
когось підпалили.
Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans
А,
in
тут
Tucson.
цей
Fled,
підпалений
then dropped to the
якийсь.
ground to douse the flames.
Ясно, він
Didn't manage.
загорівся.
Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Perhaps there's no one inside.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
А, ну, хто
Listen,
вони?
I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits. It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene. The death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here, and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
Ха-ха.
Who
Цікаво.
are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamondon de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
Цей тип
So
щось з
while
нами прийшов
reenacting a scene from the
підозрілий,
past,
стопудово.
somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge? The giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Ага.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment.
Це
before
сайт-квест,
nightfall.
я по дорозі побачив,
Things of
мені
this
щось
sort are a lot
сподобалось,
more likely
вирішив
to
один
work
сайт-квест
after dusk.
лупанути все ж.
One last
Серйозно.
thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through.
A few hours later.
I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Маску дали.
Divethaf, the elven king, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Чого себе.
Don't interrupt.
Divethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seed-yielding lands.
Take a loaf of elven bread.
Divethaf filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine. Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that
Та
has
що ж
been
ти бігаєш
torn
так?
from him. Long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Draw the elven sword and shield. Ага, його треба поставити, бляха. Ах. Де той меч є сраний? Ха-ха-ха, ні-ні-ні, пацани, ви мене на Elden Ring не підіб'єте, я в сраці бачив таку тему. Так, ця хрінь, куди вона йде? Чи воно десь сюди, що ні, сюди? Draw a sword and the shield.
Elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging Ludovic, then spake.
Че, меч провалився крізь землю.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look!
Ага.
Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Any last words?
Ніхрена собі. Як вам така хрінь? Нічого собі вони мене фаєром зафігачили. Ах ти овца, на тобі, на. На. Ух ти ж, йоханий бабай.
Sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Defethov had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such, columns activated with words said in homage, columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
Это точно.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words, they're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this as your reward.
Farewell.
Так. Хе. Вже все? Так, треба тільки ту хрінь сюди поставити. А сюди поставити щось інше там було. Це, по-моєму, тут було. Ага, нам дали маску. Маску вовка впалити. Стрьомно. Ця маска. Теж гівно. Все, масок більш нема? Тю. Ех. Так. Це гівно нам не треба. Це гівно нам не треба. Блін. Що у нас тут по 100, 100, 100 і 100? Це ні. Sort items. Type. Добре. І тепер... А де ще типу було ж, типу, щоб поремонтувати всяку хрінь таку? Ні, ми маску знімемо, нахрен не треба її. Так, мене більше цікавить, щоб поремонтувати мечі. 81, 100. А де та штука, що ремонтувати мечі? Armor Tools. А більше нічого в мене нема, щоб ремонтувати. А, ні, є. О. Все. О. Ми можемо бігати тепер. До речі, тут є десь на карті, щоб ми мали свій сховок. Нема. Ну окей.
Not so fast, Roach.
Ага, туди і не можна. Пігнали. Цікаво, які тут монстри будуть. Двох ми вже 4 побачили. Пантера
Let's
була.
dance.
Ви що, охреніли двоє чи що? Демони срані. Свіді підосики, блин. Чуть не відкис. Стоп, я не та їду.
Giddy up. Our guests. Never a good omen. Regis' Raven wasn't lying. Screams all over the place.
Ох, ви ж курви засрані. Ти що, як псевдособаки чи що, блин, в сталкері? Пипец, блин, а. Де той труп валяється тут? О. Знову медитувати треба, блін. Стоп, а що, води немає? А що воду я зняв? Правда.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Коняка полохлива, блін.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right.
Чого собі.
Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Вже не збережуся, Юра. А тут збережуся.
A pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
Нічого собі ложка.
No spoon you have shall say to you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. Right arm bit right
Типа
off.
їх просто
Teeth all
побивали.
knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Хе. Романтик. Спотиту. Ага, треба почитати ще бестіарій. Де ж воно є тут бестіарії? Necrophage oil. Окей. Так, інвентарі, Necrophage Oil треба заюзати зразу. Ще одна ложка.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Spooky. Now this defies the item.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship must have graced a rich man's table.
Так. Цікаво. By an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant.
О, це зеркало розбите.
Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
Ясно, треба вниз іти, коротше.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Spoon, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old.
Зараз вискочить якась хрінь. Типу будемо слідкувати за тим, хто тут вилізе. Типа прокляли чоловіка, я понял.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help?
Я
I've
в
seen the
шоці.
words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Цікаво, цікаво, що буде зараз.
Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Хе-хе, цікаво. Мені здається, що тут треба помінятися ложками. Давай ще раз.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were,
None.
none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Let's eat using the spoons. Let's eat not using the spoons. Мені здається, або перше, або третє. Типу, бо тут, типу, якраз таки буквально не сприймається як ложки. Мені здається... Ну давай попробуємо, пофіг, як щось перезавантажимося, я зберігся там. Одразу підемо.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
Я ну, вгадав чи ні? Вгадав! Ого.
Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
І що, куди ти побігла, чувіха? Як ти задовб...
gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
Ми помогли їй.
I'll take you someplace safe. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. I'm deeply pleased, finally, to make your acquaintance, sir, though I do regret the specific circumstances. In all the commotion, I fear I neglected to introduce myself. I'm Barnabas Basilfolti, and by order of the Duchess, I am to serve as your major domo at Corfo Bianco.
Nice to meet you, Barnabas Basil. Love to talk more, but got urgent matters to attend to. While I'm gone, please make sure she gets everything she needs.
Чути було, як тільки що мені прилетіло каса на цей?
She's safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the
pogano.
curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a white, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a white, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human
То
company for
точно.
a feast.
I imagine
Прийти
so.
пообідати
But most importantly, it is now
чудилом
over.
якимось.
Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Kedweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Що,
Indeed.
які
Apparently, he was
Гаррія.
a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it.
began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Нічого собі,
Behold, sir,
1000
your
очок
estate
дали.
in all
XP.
its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of majordomos. My father was a majordomo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to majordomo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Зараз будемо з кимось битися. Я так і хочу альт зажати, щоб
servants'
покрутитися як в PUBG.
I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Краще би тут мій ящик з'явився, блін. Не прийшлось би тягати цього всього.
Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all
Прикольно.
bad now either.
Гарний кущик такий. Блін, реально, от
Down
типу,
below
якщо...
lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry,
Прикольно.
wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days. Nice
No.
well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the
Ти зразу
suicidal guest
записуєш собі, чи
finally
що?
jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began
Ясно.
preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Це відсилочка до притчі, як вода вином стала.
Monsieur Bolius' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
Цікаво.
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Цілу ніч ходили. Це що було? Кіт Баюн?
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Ага, це погріб.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Все? Пішли далі. Подивимося, що ж він ще нам покаже цікавого.
as you can see, the
нарешті,
facade is,
ящик.
how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
Пішли. Розказуй, що ще. Нарешті.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used
Зараз
for
підемо в
storage.
погреб
Not a
глянемо.
bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately.
Ага.
With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
The grounds we need to improve those.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes, we certainly should. The way I see things, given your
То я
trade,
типу
sir,
бабло зараз буду
it would be wise to put
скидувати
in a
по шаленому.
grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you
Ано.
think?
Ох, ё-моё.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone. Professional
Зараз,
grade.
походу, я без бабла останусь. Як я, коротше, Cyberpunk грав, заходжу в псарню і тупо в першого тіпа спускаю все бабло. Та йди
And
гуляй,
send
давай.
out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could
Ще
use a
штука
decent
зараз
work table where I
бабла.
can do all that.
Admiral Rompali once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Good.
Minus
Order me up a
дві
table
штуки.
like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Давайте so long, тусуй
That's all
боком.
for now, BB. Thanks.
Ти хочеш сказати, що? Та в сраку. Де той ящик сраний? Де сраний ящик? Тут ліжечко подрихнути, та? Ясно, де? О! Select. Це вони зробили, щоб ти, типа... Та давай, Play Trophies, ясно. Типу, щоб ти мав чим зайнятися, як в Гаррі Поттері, цьому, в Hogwarts Legacy. Так. Чекай. Стільки камінців носити, ну то треба... Так. К'юшечка. Хопа, чек. А ці айтеми взагалі займають щось? Ні, ваги нічого не займають. Квестові айтеми, значить, не займають ваги взагалі. Цікава штука, насправді. Так, це хочеться сказати, що ця вся хрінь теж... Ні, то вона теж не займає. Це оцево гімно все займає? Ні. Ну, оце займає. Коїни. Так. Ладно. Все. Пішли звідси. А, стоп, ми ще мали зайти в погріб. І відкрити...
Same wine, wine and more.
Тут немає нічого? Немає нічого. Стоп, що? Чекай, що тут є? Глас не треба. Бухлішко, звісно, що треба. Опа. Тут, напевно, нічого немає. Ой, то взяв. Корки ноут. Ще тут щось є, в другу сторону там глянемо. Отут, певно, тут. Тут нема нічого. Оп, стоп. Не то нажав. Мене трохи напрягає біг в Відьмаку, чесно. Чи не знаю, треба подивитися. В ліжко залутати. Опа, якийсь ажу... Тихо, ладно. Так. Окей, ладно, йдем. Йдем звідси. Де тут вихід? Стоп. Ладно, йдем. Йдем продовжувати.
Get up to any night and shout, "The beast!"
A pleasure to welcome you once again to the as yet humble confines of Corfo Bianco. When last we met, I did not get the opportunity to present my credentials. With your permission, I shall do so now. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order.
Ніхрена
I
собі.
dare say this place
То
will
йому
soon be the
подарили
most
це чи що? Я
prosperous
ж не
vineyard
розумію.
around.
Great.
Я десь
Can
провтикав,
already
або
see
не
I'm in good
пам'ятаю.
hands.
О! Ха-ха! Гвент!
Ever play Gwent, BB?
Funny you should ask, sir. I was quite adept in my younger years, but that was so long ago. I fear I've limited my interest to collecting now. Managed to assemble quite the set of decks.
Sounds interesting. Mind showing me what you got?
Not at all, sir, but only in action. A round or two, perhaps?
Ага. Let's play.
May the best man win.
Do you wish to play against any particular faction, sir?
Чекай, а якою картою я граю? Я навіть не пам'ятаю. Я не пам'ятаю, якою картою я граю. Ой, блін. Юра, нагадай, Ксав'єр, якою декою ми граємо? Я реально не пам'ятаю. А, типа, то він вибирає, все, питання зняти, чисто пофіг.
Not really. You choose.
Так. Що в нас тут є? Я все думаю, що цього дебіла докинути. Хай буде поки. Start the game. Так, так. Ага. Трізга вниз. Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Хо-хо! Найс поміняв. Я би ще цю тріз поміняв. Добре. Ходи, опонент. Зараз я програю. На що спорим? З тією фракцією я вже раз грав. З тими дебілами. Ху-ху-ху. Давай. Добре. Я теж такого маю, що ти поц? О. Мене Ксав'єр заставив вивчити гвинт. Ніхера собі він накинув тут оцих гівнюків. Давай з нього ще витягнемо таким макаром карти. Може він ще щось докине. Так. Зараз я програю, блін. А-а-а! Десяточка. Окей. Бляха, це ж ця карта і... Ну давай. Побавимося отак. Давай. Останню карту кидай. Шісточка. Все. На, я тобі ще... А, я не можу її на неї поміняти, окей. Добре.
I congratulate you on your victory. Shall we continue playing?
Ще? Він мені дасть карту якусь чи ні?
Maybe later. Got something I need to do right now.
As you wish, sir.
Стоп. Ясно.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now.
Так, що вибрало не то квести мене цікавлять. Та які нахрен секондарі, мейн квести, до побачення, пішли.
Even a horse drops if you ride it to the constant gallop.
You smell that?
Погнали.
The knight dropped his sword and tried to run.
Стоп, куди нам взагалі бігти, бо то я всі так розігнався насправді. Ну, ясно. Сюди йде.
A witcher. We could use one around here. Full time.
Ага. А гроші маєш? Вже вона буде юзати. Будеш якось інакше розраховуватися.
Every day the same wine, wine and more crap.
Bushel of grapes.
Так. Стоп, у мене з баночок вся тема є чи ні? Чик. Чик. Де мої баночки, сраночки? Які я там юзаю? Цих 5, 5, 5, все добре. Печерички позбираємо. Часник, серйозно?
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it. As our
Капіталіті,
codex demands.
дякую. Дякую, друже, що
Raven
зайшов.
told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Дякую, друже. Залітай ще.
Pretty helpful creatures. Calling them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful. As they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Так, а ну розкажи нам більше про цю штуку.
Teshamutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Teshamutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
Ага, недоговорочки якісь, ясно.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt, but you must remain calm. I had no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Роз'їсть нас. Трошки попригали, бачили, як телепортувалися з одного місця в інше.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
You lead.
Нічого собі. Когось завалили вже тут.
Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once, Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
О! От цей були якісь ці.
Human husbandry and care. This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior
Sure,
over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Нічого собі данч тут.
Cliffs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors
Якісь непогані речі є, блін, я бачу.
remind us of where we came from.
Seems this kind of some peculiar little library.
They ventured beyond the sea.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlaugh's. We both remained in this part of the world.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlaugh's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Whose is this cliff?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
Нічого собі тут. Йой, тут реально щось є цікаве, книжки якісь. Монеточки. О, реліки, типа. Реліктові речі.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlaugh's. We
Right.
both remained in this part of the world.
А з чого воно не пропадає?
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tedet. Those who went east beyond the Blue Mountains.
Charming place.
Я тебе спеціально ігнорю, в
What are
чому?
all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Типа мутації йти проходити?
Well, you see,
Та я йду по
humanitarians is
квесту,
something
Юра,
my
я не буду
ancestors
бігати
were.
до окремо ще щось робити.
Concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren.
Зараз гляну, пройду тобі квест з
Don't take it
мутації,
so
добре.
hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then.
Так,
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
This doesn't look like anything special.
ага, тут треба, певно. Ясно.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Дивись, якби я його проходив спочатку, я вже казав, то все би було окі-докі. А так я ж не проходжу спочатку. Я допроходжу. І я хочу пройти сюжетну лінію, а не зачищати всі території.
Bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do.
Прикол.
We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent, also my head. I started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Прикол.
Maybe you need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, girl. You won't be able to.
We just smell the blood.
Ох ти ж, ёб твою налево.
It grows. I shall overcome.
Good. It's like we have more coming.
Ох ты, ё-моё. Ни хрена себе.
hours. Scent won't bother you.
Капець. Жестяки.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. Actually, let me take a minute. You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand, I've a meeting.
Sir,
Council.
you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Dettlaff?
Що там писало, бо я не зрозумів, чи там не було титрів на це.
And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh?
Ні, не буду.
But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates. Forgive me. What?
Лол. закритий якийсь чи що? Ага, ти типу дізнаєшся історію, що з ним трапилося, але щось нічого і так не зрозуміло.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him. Still killed him. Chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury. Remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Dettlaff. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix. Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was
Я
somewhere
знаю,
in
як
the
Савєр,
Port
що ми тепер будемо
District.
робити такі
And the bootblack acted as if he
ігри,
knew
як
Dettlaff.
Відьмак, Сталкер. Ти будеш проходити ти, друже.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad.
А я
One
буду
would
проходити
expect no
інакше.
breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Так, добре. Що там, Ксав'єр, треба? Ні, не КС. Ну, КС полюбе. Але цей. Я буду такий, як Ryzen, я буду такий, як Spider-Man, я буду такий, як не знаю, Ghost of Tsushima, ну щось таке, що мені реально подобається. Це Відьмак прикольна гра. Розумієш? Але от це менш мені типова гра, ніж типу такі, як той самий КС, PUBG, типу, це зовсім інший тип гри, я погоджуюсь. Але от якщо взяти з цього, з тої точки зору, що мені більше до вподоби, то це в принципі більше інші штуки. Ладно. Чекайте, сюди виходити. Так, стоп, Ксав'єр, ти просив квест якийсь пройти. Ну, але от розумієш, то в тому і вся суть, типа. Скажи, який це квест має бути, бо я не до кінця розумію. Нам потрібно куди? Ага, сюди, значить йдемо от... Та що таке, ну? Сюди спочатку пройдемо, а тоді портуємося туди. Ну...
If I trust a woman, remember that.
Опа, добрий день. Так, погнали. Куди ми йдемо сюди? О! Це тут, типу, де той зустрівся.
Explain it? Whether it pours for a week or the sun bakes our pipes, we've always mud up to our ankles here.
You can't blame me for Beauclair's fickle weather.
Fickle weather! I've seen you. You empty your chamber pot in front of our shop each morn, so folks will dirty their boots go to you to get them cleaned.
A far-fetched conspiracy theory, sirs.
I'll conspire to welt your bum with my belt. Come here.
Leave him alone.
Just who the spit are you?
All you need to know is, long as I'm here, you're not gonna touch the boy.
Is that so? Then we'll come find him once you're gone.
Try it, and I'll find you.
Is that a threat?
Yep.
Yes.
Leave the kid be and piss off.
Oh no. No northern sheep dittler insults us. We'll pummel the swine first, then spank the piglet. Get him! But move. We'll break your legs, vagrant!
Circle him!
Circle him!
Did I get a piece of you, Grey Groin?
You're not a complete man.
Let's charge! Take him for a ride!
Now! Now from the gate!
А що таке, ти, мудило? Ти в замок.
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
I'm investigating the beast, on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men. What are they doing?
Nothing really. Had a little misunderstanding. Figured it out, though.
Uh-huh. I see. As the Duchess's protege, you may go. But this lot, that's another matter. You'll come with us. Some time in a cell ought to scare the dimwits out of you. Come on.
You're very good with your fists, sir. Wouldn't be looking for work, would you? We'd make a fine duo.
Listen, I'm interested in a certain gentleman.
Oh, wait! Before we get to talking, please, take a seat.
But my boots are clean.
In this city, no boots are clean unless they just come off my stand. A seat, sir, please.
Зараз захоче гроші.
So then, who was it you wanted to ask about?
One of your patrons. Tall, elegant black frock. Not from around here.
An arrival? Indeed. I hear a faint bell ringing. A modest sum might make it sing out loud and
А
clear.
ти поцмалився той.
Let's say 500 crowns.
What? Gotta be kidding me. What would you even do with that kind of coin?
Expand my venture. I'm sure you can
Нічого собі
imagine.
малий підприємець
A
Модель,
proper
блін.
stand with a big sign. I want a new box too. New polishes, new brushes. And if I've enough coin left, I'll buy a share in a launderer's. Get wastewater for free.
Got it all planned out.
I should think so. Capital is all I require.
Та ладно, малий, на. Раз ти хочеш заробляти
Let's see if
бабло.
we can't figure something out.
Ах,
Ah, see? I knew we'd clinch it.
Guess I can agree to that.
1,000 thanks. I shan't forget it. Now to the matter at hand. I know the fellow you seek, though I don't know his name. A steady patron, gets his boots cleaned every few days. He's very good to me. Always pays me a premium.
Know where I might find him?
No, but you could wait here. Perhaps he'll stop by.
Don't have the time for that. Sure you don't know where to find him? Or maybe notice which direction he came from?
When I clean boots, sir, I do not look up to see where folk come from. I clean.
It seems you're having a rough go of it.
Oh, you're here. Feeling better?
I am, thank you. The local necropolis. The air does wonders for me.
Чого собі,
Now,
а що,
if I might
вампіри можуть
intercede,
ходити
I
тут,
dare
типу,
say
собі
I'm
в
the
серед
person to
дня?
ask. Young man, you see this vial? One drop added to your boot polish will help you wipe even the most encrusted boot clean as the dome of St. Lebioda's cathedral. With it, you will serve 3 times as many patrons at a fraction of the effort, and piles more coin. I'm prepared to give you this vial if you tell me where the man we seek lives.
But you won't hurt him, will you? The gentleman's art, true, but he's kind.
In point of fact, he's a friend. Yet we had a falling out of sorts and would like to straighten matters out.
I leave his boots at the door of a house near the port. The door is red, but I do not know if the gentleman lives there.
Worth checking. Might happen on a lead.
Would you let me scrape the dirt off your kickers before you go? With all due respect, sirs, your boots could stand a cleaning.
Thank you. Perhaps later.
Так, ми йдемо тепер.
Handled that kid pretty well.
Finding the right approach.
Стоп, чувак, почекай, бо я як завжди на мінімалках ходжу.
Yeah, saw that. Meaning the right thing to bribe them with.
Mama says that if someone's really, but I mean really.
Ксав'єр, ти пройшов всі кінцівки Відьмаку чи ні? І DLC-шках.
Red door. One the boot black mentioned.
На, ворони тут тусять.
Won't budge. Gotta break it down.
You might just as well stand out in the street, pound on a drum and holler, Detlef, I'm coming for you. A bit more finesse, I implore you.
Let's hear your idea.
Give me a moment.
Бачиш? Бачиш, от різниця. Я вилизав гру цей Horizon, Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. Типа.
Nice.
А
Ever
ти
considered
таку.
becoming a burglar? Skill like that'd come in awful handy.
I considered it briefly, but ultimately concluded it would be terribly dull. Come.
Дитячі іграшки. Цікаво.
He here? Sense him.
No, he's not here, but he was here recently. His scent is still strong.
Це якась крамниця іграшкова.
Let's look around.
Та що ж ти робиш?
Old toy. No use to anyone. Shame. Must have brought someone joy sometime. Somebody fixed this recently.
Що він, типа, іграшки ремонтує і дітям роздає, чи що?
No dust mark. Somebody moved this here recently. Attic. Let's go. So this is his nest. Need to look around.
Доли нам не треба. О, suspicious letter.
Detlef van der Eretane, you do not know us, but we know you to be a vampire. We know also of your weakness for the wench they call Renowed. Now you know this. We shall chain her down and let rats feed on her. We shall flay the skin from her flesh. Yet you can save her. You need but travel to Beauclair, where you shall slay 5 men in the manner we prescribe. You must complete the killing in 3 days. Fail, and the next letter you receive will contain a memento of your failure. Your beloved's finger.
There you have it. Proof positive Detlef killed not of his own accord. A blackmailer sunk his claws into him.
Цікаво.
Any idea what it could be? Detlef have any enemies?
Indeed. Detlef gains foes occasionally, but they never live long.
One might have managed to evade him.
Possible in theory, but I know of none. It would have to be someone devilishly dangerous. As you well know, having faced Detlef yourself.
Я поняв відсилочку, що він ще той католик. Непогано, Ксав'єр. Тобі треба до Романа на стрім, там жартики закидати.
With her aid and care, he found a place for himself in this hostile world. She began the work that I strive to continue.
Ever meet her?
Never had the pleasure, alas. She deserted him a time before he came round to save me, though he always claimed she'd gone missing.
Take it you have your doubts.
I know humans better than he does. Their capacity to be disloyal, dishonest. I also know she took her things. Not something one associates with the kidnapped, or those who disappear against their will. I'll save you the trouble of asking. No, I don't know why she left. I can, however, hazard a guess that Detlef grew angry one day, showed another, more monstrous side. Detlef's anger could frighten anyone off, though most who see it get no chance to flee.
Detlef have trouble letting go, accepting that she'd left him?
Is that so hard to believe? Do you know no humans who've struggled with just such a thing? And Detlef is so much more emotional than most humans. Not only was she his beloved, his lover, his mate, she was a member of his pack. And one never leaves one's pack voluntarily.
Цікаво.
Detlef ever try to find her? I mean, if she was that important. Higher vampires have their ways, all kinds. Should have been easy as pie for him.
Geralt, as you rightly noted, we are vampires, not miracle workers. He searched for months on end before giving up. Clearly Renowed knew him all too well. Enough to cover.
Цікаво, чи ми дізнаємося, що сталося з нею.
Even if Renowed did abandon him that time, looks like
вона втекла від того вампіра, якого ми шукаємо.
Hard to argue with that. And hard to foresee what
Ну, пішла від нього, типа, але забрала речі, але він її шукав і не знайшов. Відповідно, дивно.
As would you be for Yennefer. He kills for he cares for her deeply. And that blood, those individuals, they mean nothing to him.
Yeah, I get it now. He's out to rescue a female from his pack.
Exactly.
Right, so someone's blackmailing him. We know that. Still have no idea who. Need to look around some more.
Там такий сихів, кажеш?
Tools were used recently. Detlef unwind by fixing toys between murders.
Really now, Geralt, must you?
Woman's likeness. Bit smudged. That Renowed?
I don't know. As I said, I never met her.
Reminds me of someone.
Who?
Not sure. Can't help feeling I've seen that face before, though.
Серйозно? Ми що, її вже бачили? А це вже цікаво стає. Це вже стає цікаво.
Look, slips of paper, name on each. Count Crespi, Count Dulac, Milton de Peyrac Peyrin, Count Delacroix.
Detlef's victims, one and all. But that's not his hand.
Must have come from whoever wrote the letter, all of it written using the same ink. See the color? Ink was dyed with cinnabarite, rare mineral, pretty much found only in...
Nazaire, but I fear it means very little. Anyone could have imported such ink.
Fair enough. Still worth remembering.
Look, this slip is stained.
With wine. Not much to go on either, especially not in Beauclair.
Perhaps. Yet perhaps also worth remembering.
Blackmailer. Kinda curious who it could be.
Why is that?
Regis. Somebody kidnapped a vampire's lover. Bold to begin with. Now they're forcing the vampire to kill. A vampire you
На
yourself
Сихові є Санта-Барбара, ти згадав про Санта-Барбару.
Someone special.
Astute. Now that I think of it, I'm beginning to wonder if...
It's not one of your kind? Another vampire?
Precisely. The plot thickens.
Just a hypothesis. Wouldn't set my heart on it till we know more.
Right you are.
Let's sum up what we know. Seems Detlef's being blackmailed. Someone's been feeding him his victims' names.
All noted down using one and the same Nazari ink, and not in his handwriting.
Not much.
But enough to ascertain Detlef's innocence, clearly.
But enough.
Not how I'd put it. Doubt it's how the Duchess will see it either.
I trust you to convince her. And then...
What? Go on, don't be shy. See you've got it all figured out, including the grin I gotta wear.
It's a rather bold plan, but... Were we to find Renowed, we would strip the blackmailers of their hold on Detlef.
That's one idea. Could be worth a shot. But what about Detlef? He gonna go on killing while I'm out searching for his lover?
He will not. I shall convince him to stay his hand. Assure him you're a friend seeking to help. I'll await him here. He's sure to return sooner or later.
Think he'll listen?
He will.
Ought to wait with you, maybe.
No, he'll sense you from a mile off. Simply fail to appear. I'd better stay alone. You must trust me on this.
Fine. Need to report to the Duchess first.
So be it. We'll await you here. Detlef and I both.
Типа, я може хотів ще щось подивитися, що тут є. Добре. Все, пішли. Треба відзвітуватися тим клоунам, я поняв. Letter to shopkeeper, ну що там? Ха-ха. Речі, ясно. Підемо. Далеко бігти? Ясно, йдемо сюди.
Don't you tread on me! You shall... Would you mind?
Так.
We return to traditional values and morals. I've sweat dripping down my bum furrow. Not
Your Grace, the palace is secure.
Geralt of Rivia, Master Witcher.
I was not mistaken. You arrived and trouble followed soon after.
Step aside. Got a matter for the Duchess.
At last, Witcher. We've been on tenterhooks.
Did you catch Milton's killer?
Case is more serious than we thought. The beast, I couldn't kill it. Didn't manage.
We sent you after a monster and you return with nothing? We are very disappointed.
А ви не
Situation's
охреніли?
not quite that simple. Beast's a powerful vampire.
Ha! Is this a problem? Is it too much for a witcher? A monster
Ти
slayer?
одного зуба вже
But
загубив,
everyone
хоч ще
knows how to end a
загубити.
vampire. Draw him by
Придурок.
trick into sunlight. Or arm yourself with ample garlic and drive a stake through its heart.
Garlic's useless against vampires. Sun and stakes don't hurt him either. Those methods, pure invention, only work in legends and fables.
And buckthorn? When I was a child, Grandmama Ademarta always claimed buckthorn drives off vampires.
Silver sword's your best option for keeping them at bay. But it won't get the job done, because only a higher vampire can truly kill another of its kind.
Excuses. Ha! Your Grace, I shall assemble a battue. Bring the matter to its end at once. The Witcher need but tell us where to find this monster.
Дебіл.
Whoa, this is work for a witcher, not for your guardsmen.
Yet when a Witcher fails, my guardsmen must step in. I'll take my best. 40 hardened veterans. No vampire can stand up to that.
40, 50, 100, doesn't matter. Won't make any difference against him.
You have not seen my guardsmen in action.
Can they fight fog? Hit a target that moves faster than the wind?
How?
Що там, придурок?
What creature can do such things?
Creatures like this one. Higher vampires, we call them. Each one's a little different. Unique or exceptional, you might say. Some transform into giant bats. Others communicate with animals, command them.
Yet all are still brainless beasts.
Dead wrong.
Кіти
Thinking
дебіл.
of lesser vampires. Alps, Ekamaras, Catacans, for instance. They're ruled by instinct, sure. Attack anything that smells of blood. Higher vampires? They think. They employ reason.
Monsters driven by reason. A curious contention. What then do you intend to do?
Try to talk to him. That's our best bet.
I cannot believe this. Her Grace summons a Witcher to kill a monster. Instead, he wishes to chat with it. Ha!
Know what I'm doing. His lover was kidnapped. He's being blackmailed.
Blackmailed? Be so kind as to explain how a vampire might be blackmailed.
Higher vampires? They're like us, motivated by emotions, not instinct. Not
Прикольно.
only are they intelligent
Розказує,
to an
типу,
extreme,
про цей
they're emotionally
вищих.
rich, capable of feeling many things, even love. This one fell in love with a woman, a human, and he'll do anything to keep her from harm.
You do not, I trust, suggest we let Milton's killer go free. Or wait until it murders again. We must render it harmless as quickly as possible.
А ну давайте.
Which is why that's my aim now, to prevent further attacks. Vampires only half the problem. Blackmailers at fault chiefly. Kidnap the woman to control the vampire.
And what do you propose to do?
I'll find the blackmailer, free the vampire's lover.
You were to destroy him, not
Ти
help
дурепа,
him.
тобі ж сказали,
No
його
one
не
else
можна
should
вбити.
die. That's most important. As soon as the woman's safe, he'll have no more reason to kill.
I admit to being swayed, Witcher. You may be right. Do you know anything about the blackmailer?
Got one lead. A few scraps of paper. Blackmailer wrote the names of the vampire's victims on them. One of them stained. A drop of wine, looks like. So damn little to go on.
You've no idea how wrong you are, my dear. Send for the ducal sommelier. Hop, hop! In Tucson, wine is sacred. Here there is no such thing as a drop of wine, or stains therefrom. They are stains from a drop of Estest, Ervelus, Fiorano.
Your Grace wished to see me?
Witcher, show him the paper scrap.
Прикольно.
Benoit,
Сомельє
can you
сюди.
determine which wine made this stain?
Yes, yes. The west bank of the Sala too. That's rather obvious. Aged in barrels of Beauclair oak. Hue, deep burgundy. Clarity, high.
Прикиньте, скільки він вина вдудлив, типа, щоб ви розуміти.
Real, the 1269 vintage.
That's impossible. The wine is produced at Castel Ravello, especially and exclusively for the ducal table. Perhaps some Sonreal was stolen. We must go to the vineyard, see if there's not been an incident.
Sonreal. Never heard of it.
It's highly unlikely you've ever had a chance to partake of it. As I said, it is only ever served to the ducal family.
Didn't stop it from ending up on that scrap of paper. Unless your Grace's sommelier is mistaken.
In matters of wine, Benoit is never mistaken. If he says it's Sonreal, it is Sonreal. We must ride to Castel Ravello at once, discover what has happened.
Wait. Your Grace wants to go with me? Out of the question.
I hope you do not suppose we will sit on our ducal hiney and do nothing while our duchy is in grave danger.
Your Grace, what you propose is far too dangerous. The Witcher should go alone.
It pleases me to see you gentlemen
Чувак,
finally
не
agree
напрягайся,
on
бо то вена
something.
збоку лопне.
But I've made my decision. We shall go, accompanied by the best possible escorts. You, Captain, and Geralt. We will travel incognito. We've no wish to give the court any reason to gossip. For the duration of this mission, I release you from your obligation to adhere to court protocol. In short, from now on, I am Anna Henrietta, not your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace. Witcher, are you ready?
Ясно, що так, погнали.
Yeah, ready to go.
Тик-дик, 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 тик-дик,
Give me a
поїхали.
moment. I must don something more appropriate and concealing. Then we will be off.
Ну то чувіха, типу, такий титул має і в сраці бачила собі. Йдемо порішаємо питання. Так, сьогодні стрім до 12-ї. Думаю, що ми зараз якраз ще одну місійку пройдемо і будемо завершувати.
This vampire. Have you ever faced its sort before?
I have.
How did it end? Did you kill it?
Didn't have to fight him. Hadn't killed anyone.
Have you ever heard of anyone defeating such a vampire?
Know of a man who defeated one, sure, but he didn't manage to kill it. Ultimately, only another vampire can kill a vampire. Whoa there,
О, дивіться, яке гарне небо. Оп, скріншотик зробили. Потім побачиш, який вона яструб. Це що від...
Hunters have attacked the wagon! We must help!
Stay back, Your Grace. We shall see to this. Help! Save us! This shall be fight. Back, you beast! Begone!
Ого!
Help! Save us!
Done. Time to move on.
If not for you, we'd have been done for.
Thank you. You saved our lives.
Hooray!
Ух. Де той звіздун? А ну йди сюди. Що ти тупиш? Давай.
Come on.
Ясно. Коняку тобі, блін, в дупу. Давай, біжи. Ну, тут реально дебільно придумана система їзди на конях. Тупо собаку збив. Ви бачили, він собаку збив? Падлюка ти дурна. Жах, тупо пса переїхав. Давайте я переїду зараз. Ні, чого тебе не можна переїхати? Дуже шкода. Та злася, не пий. О, другий собака вже прибіг. Буде зараз кусати того за
You
сраку.
call that escorting her illustrious highness? What were you thinking?
Captain, this is not the time for such complaints. As for you, Witcher, next time keep close.
Captain de la Tour, we did not expect any visitors from the palace. How are affairs at court? Doubtless you've heard of the Beast of Beauclair. Well, we've our hands full.
Especially since the rogue last attacked in the palace gardens.
I trust Her Illustrious Highness was not harmed.
Kind of you to ask, Master Fabricio. I am well.
Your Grace? We were not warned. I shall order the salon prepared at once.
That won't be necessary. As you can see, we are not here on an official visit.
Naturally. Might I ask then what has brought you to Castel Ravello?
Came to see you. Got some questions.
In this land, it is seen as polite to introduce oneself before asking any questions.
This is Geralt of Rivia, a witcher. He has come to Toussaint on my personal invitation.
Which is to say...
Which is to say, I expect you to treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course, Your Grace.
Did you hear that, Witcher? Fabricio will be delighted to answer your every question.
Want to talk about Saint-Réal?
I am at your service.
This Saint-Réal, how many vineyard workers have access to it?
One might say only I do.
Not like you make the wine all alone. At least a dozen others work here.
I see you've little notion how wine is made. Grapes travel a long road before they become Saint-Réal.
The workers assist me only to the stage of fermentation. I see to the maceration personally and let no one near the fat. Workers, again, assist me during barreling, but then I seal the aging barrels myself, each and every one.
The wine lies in the cellar, gains character. Once this process is complete, it becomes Saint-Réal.
Тип носик улупался
As it
сзади.
happens, only I have the key to the cellar in question.
Who hauls the barrels to the palace?
We've our own garrison. Guards who have served here for years and would answer with their heads for the wine.
We'll not get anywhere asking questions, I see. It's a waste of time.
Your Grace, how am I to understand this?
Master Fabricio, we have proof someone's gained access to Saint-Réal. Someone who should not have, which means one of two things. Either you lie to our face, or you are an idiot who has had wine stolen from under his nose and not even realized it. In either case, you shall answer for it.
But...
Silence! And listen. I shall inspect the barrels in person, thus giving you time to reflect. When I return, I expect to hear answers.
Оце чувіка
Remind
наїхала.
me, where is the Saint-Réal stored?
In the main cellar, around the corner. I'll show you.
I shall find it. Give me the key to the cellar and wait here.
Of course, Your Grace. Here it is.
Come,
Зараз буде
Witcher.
якийсь прикол, що його синочок десь там щось там всрав. І спихає, типа. А ну, цікаво, цікаво.
What if Fabricio's blackmailing the vampire?
Стоп, 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 стоп. Meditation. Ясно.
Consider that.
He has his flaws, but I would never suspect him of such a thing. He's been very loyal. He owes all he has to me. His father frittered away the family fortune. He left his son an encyclopedic knowledge of wine. That is all. Fabricio lived as a beggar until I appointed him steward of Castel Ravello. Only then did he come into his own.
Цікаво.
Ah,
Та що ж таке, дивись, ну?
Mint, nettle, horsetail. Nature's bounty.
Oil. Ей! Meteorite. Between Worlds. Ну, бухлішко. Коротше, тут, походу, ми бухло тільки.
Mint, nettle, horsetail. Nettle.
Тут тільки бухло ми будемо збирати, я так розумію. Я в шоці.
So where do we start?
Let us see if all the barrels are present. Here's the inventory ledger.
Опа. Дивимося.
Vintner's log. Fermentation completed with no complications. Tapped above sediment line. Here it is. Barreling. Everything lines up at first glance. Neatly and thoroughly documented.
Then we must follow our other lead. Benoit said the stain came from the 1269 vintage. Let's find it.
Ага. Типа нам відповідний рік треба знайти, так? О.
Ervelous. I like it. Quite dry.
An excellent wine. You've good taste.
Ейка. О, до речі, молоток валяється. Чи він валяється?
Est. Think everyone and their mother's heard of this wine.
Among the best in the world. Castel Ravello is famous for it.
Вуденхаммер нахрен не треба.
Fiorano. Dandelion's favorite. Adores it.
Ah, yes. That sophisticated palate
Бляха.
of his.
Та не то! Я не можу з тією біганиною, вона мене напрягає. Ну дивись. Ну. О, стоп.
Got Pomino over here. Sanreal. 1270 vintage.
That's the wrong year. Keep looking.
Так, я тут. Значить, там ми подивились, що отут у нас чого.
Sonreal. Barrels are dated 1268.
Close, but not quite the right year.
Де ще червоним пише, не тут. А вон ще червоним пише. Це воно, серйозно, я до останнього гімна підійшов. О.
Right here. 1269. What now?
Let's see if any barrels are empty.
Wanna open them?
For now, a knock will suffice. If you hear a hollow thud, we will have found what we seek.
Ага, окей. Ну, examine.
Full. This one's full too.
Тоже full.
Full. This one's full too.
Ну.
Full. Looks like all the barrels are full. Dead end, I'm afraid.
Full they are. The
Але
question
чи з вином?
is, are they full of Sonreal? Grab a tap and a hammer. We shall open them one by one and taste.
Ready. We can start.
Бухаємо. Давайте вгадаємо. О, я думаю, що оце півень догори дригом, а ну?
Step aside.
Ай. Що собі в неї фігурка.
So?
I'd recognize this taste anywhere. This one is good.
Каже, моча. Не вгадали. Тут ще півень перевернутий. Та давай. Ну дивися, ну йоп.
Revolting, bitter plonk.
Could have gone sour while aging.
Impossible. This is not wine. This is contaminated refuse that should never have made it into a barrel. The fact that it did was no accident, I'm sure.
Master Fabricio. Let's see what he has to say about it.
А ну, чи я правий, чи не правий, цікаво. Він чи його синок щось на комуні їздив, чи ні?
Master Fabricio, I am very disappointed.
But, Your Grace,
You are a step away from losing your head. Speak the truth and you might yet keep it.
I admit it. I sold a barrel of Sonreal. I beg you to forgive me.
Серйозно? От ти придурок.
Why did you do it?
I couldn't resist. The sum they offered, it was enormous. I gave in.
Is what I provide not enough?
I wished to buy back my family's estate. For here, nothing is truly mine. I've a roof over my head, ample food to eat, but what is a nobleman without land of his own? I shall tell you everything if you agree to show me mercy.
Who'd you sell the wine to?
A few weeks past at the pheasantry, a rich nobleman approached me. He called himself a diplomat, well connected at court.
He suggested we embark on an enterprise. Some of his clients had offered dizzying sums for even a drop of Sonreal. He was to serve as intermediary.
This man's name.
He never revealed it. He was tall, black-haired, and spoke with a foreign lilt. He claimed to hail from Sintra.
I've no Sintrian aristocrat at court.
Really thought nobody'd find out.
I was a fool, very foolish. I beg you, Your Grace, you must forgive me.
Wine itself. How'd you hand it over?
We met under the cover of darkness in the ruins of Fort Astre. A dozen or so men came to collect. Armed men. The kind that stink of trouble. I had hauled the barrel there. They transferred it to their cart, and we went our separate ways.
That's it? That the last you ever saw of them?
That is to say, a few days passed. A messenger arrived. He said they wished to buy another barrel and, well, I've prepared it. Have it ready to deliver.
That's enough. Know all we need to know.
Your Grace, I beg your forgiveness.
Get out of my sight. Captain, have your men take Master Fabrizio to the dungeon. He must answer for his crime. High treason the charge. What now, Witcher?
We set a trap. Need to catch the wine thieves. Cintrian Noble could be our blackmailer. Next, transport. I'll take it to Fort Astra. Damien and his soldiers will cover me.
For once, I agree with you. We will do as you say. Let me know when you are ready.
We can start.
See no reason to wait. Let's get going.
We will set out now. Position ourselves before you arrive. You take the cart and meet us there.
Fine. When the handoff begins, watch for my signal.
Це так взагалі не палівно, типу, цей чувак з мечами в таких обладунках привозить вино, до того привозив якийсь піцько лисий. Зовсім не підозріло, так.
Relax. Now we wait.
Якісь лушпаки, якісь дебіли. Зараз будемо їх хвалити швидше все.
Our favorite vintner.
Якісь вишкрипки, коротше.
It's not him.
Пацани, щось трапилося. Ой-ой-ой.
Don't let him gain momentum! Courage, men! Damn!
Та йди нахуй, ти що? Ти, придурок, бля.
Magic!
What now?
Stay together! At least try to! No!
Іди сюди, придурок. На.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but...
Great shot. Good thing you reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
At your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Let's ask him a few questions. Come on.
Witcher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
We did what we came to do, that's what matters.
Well, had no reason to trust me, and I didn't do much to change that.
True. You are not the most endearing of men. At any rate, I see the effort you put forth. And I appreciate it. Let us go to her grace. She awaits nearby.
Та, Юра, та.
Not at all surprised. Expected she'd want to oversee this personally.
The master's eye fattens the calf. You're beginning to understand that, I see.
Це буде
This
прикол, якщо
prisoner
вона
of
теж
yours, bring
вампір.
him to me. We must ask
Прикиньте.
him some questions. Captain, do the honors.
Who sent you?
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother.
Вічер трошки легше це все буде
Who
зробити.
sent you? Your nun's lover. They call it...
Wait.
Опа, а що таке стріла?
Wish to speak? He needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain the Witcher will need bait to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Hello, you motherfucker.
Sure can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. And I'll see to that.
What? No. Crikey, no! Don't let him!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long night ahead of you.
No! Don't let him! I'll talk!
Щось сильно швидко здався.
Barrels. Where were you gonna take them?
I don't know.
Captain, need that rope after all.
I truly don't know. Hornet's the leader, only he ever knew where to go. But he lies over there, dead. That one. The first barrel went to a warehouse at the port. But where this one was bound, I don't know. I speak true. You must believe me.
Who hired you?
He'll kill me.
Ought to be worried about me right now. Who is he?
Go on, man. Spit it out.
The Centurion. That is what they call him. I've never seen him, but I know he mustered the men for this caper. That's what they said, that we were working for the Centurion. I don't know anything else.
I swear it! А тільки що такий блатний був, кидав такі фразочки, йо-моє. І тут раз я
Take him away.
прикуркався.
Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there.
Я базарю, нам якась
Captain, we ride to
підозріла.
town. Gather your men and seek out the Centurion. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Типа
Yes,
така
Your
взагалі
Grace.
нічого не боїться
I'll
собі.
report to the palace as soon as I learn
Шалена
anything.
така.
I shan't return to the palace. Our
Сподіваюсь,
mission has
Геральт.
not yet ended. The Witcher and I will
І
await you at the
Джбек,
guard
да.
post near the port.
Юра, а Геральт і Джбек, чи ні?
Let's go to town.
Ксав'єрчик. А ну розкажи на мені, друже. Чи Геральт і Джбек, чи ні?
Relax, he'll come.
There's something I'd like to know. How can you be so damned calm?
Side effect of my mutations. We Witchers rarely get the jitters.
What if something has happened to him?
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know this Cintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Cintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity. Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Ай, та ні, ну то я про неї говорю, Юра. То кажеш, той музикант, придурок, типа, їй, походу, напхав?
Why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Cintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man. Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
Не перший раз.
Used to it. Not the first time I've been hunted.
Must you always? Now, the port warehouse where the wine was delivered, we identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer. I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted, fairy.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
Так. Мандрагора.
Mandragora. What's that?
Рослина якась.
An affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours, and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I. In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district. Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville in Mountebank Alley.
Ясно.
In case.
Оп. Хэммер, ничего себе.
Audacious rat, the Cintrian. But we'll get him.
Так, що у нас ще тут є?
I should double the patrols, just in case.
Фігня, книжку заберем. Бляха, стріли.
Audacious rat, the Centurion. But we'll get him.
Добре. Так, ну що, народ, ми зараз завершуємо цей стрім. Та ні, до сьогодні на кінець це я не буду серед тижня багато стрімити, Юра, то може це, тому що я не висипаюся трішки. Але квести цікаві, тут типу мейн квест. Нам треба куди? Ага, сюди. Давайте ми підбіжимо сюди. А це що? Ага, нам ж треба Ганна і Генрієта, типа. Сказала вдягнутися, та. Ну, подиви, які йдуть собі. О, Сюсян. Чуєш воно?
Don't let him gain momentum! Damn my luck!
Didn't look like locals. Damien's right. I'm a hunted man.
Оп. Laser scraps. Oil, ла-ла. Чудово. Погнали далі. Ох, вони бляшками своїми виляють, тут я в шоці.
Old Gotish found his way to the Bordello, no doubt.
Що зараз? Що ти пищиш, чувішка?
By the prophet's wounds.
Nice tune.
Оп, стоп. Погано типові трошки.
Late. Now, why does that not surprise me?
Ага, треба зачекати. Sometimes later. Це що, ці? Ліхтарі ці посилають, це посилають. Та-та-та.
Oh, Geralt,
Груди ще не
Geralt.
підскочили, що мене глючить.
I knew I should have taken you to the palace, handed you over to my tailor. Whatever are you wearing?
Так я ж цей взяв, хіба ні? Що за фігня? Автосейв мене цікавить. Яка там година? Йо-моє, серйозно?
Didn't have time to change.
Luckily, I prepared for just such an eventuality.
Ну
Here,
добре.
don this doublet. Its cut is all the rage these days. Добре, ми підготувалися і на тому будемо зберігатися зараз. Якщо можна, сподіваюсь, що можна. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but just one other detail. Here, put it on.
A mask?
All who attend the
Ciao,
Mandragora
Damask.
soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Nice.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Бляха, ну...
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the
Коротше,
orchid.
квітка в волосі має бути, ясно.
Well,
Добре,
well.
все.
Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress, there on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Прикольно. От, і на цьому моменті ми заскріншотилися. Save game. Empty slot. Так, я не... Так, я щось не розумію, чи я можу засейвити чи ні. А, я засейвився, все добре. Все. О, добре. Насправді історія досить цікава, мені подобається світ цієї DLC-шки, ну, типу, природа вони дуже гарно зробили. Так, тому на сьогодні все. Завтра робочий день, те трошки спати. Всім дякую за те, що були присутні. І бажаю всім позитивного настрою, спокійної ночі і солодких снів. Тримайтеся купи, народ. До нових зустрічей. Наступний стрім буде в четвер в 9 годині. Тому дякую за лайкоси, дякую за підписки і поширення.